Hello and welcome back to the greatest saves of all time. This week, clean and jerks. Now, last week I did snatches and I missed out a snatch that was heavily requested. I'm going to have to play it now. Shi Zhiyong 155. This is from 2012. Let's just watch this before we get into the show. Now, I haven't actually seen this in a long time, so I've had this set up and ready to watch for when I do this video. This is 155 kilos. She was a 69 kilo weightlifter back then. Let's just forward through. Perhaps this was the invention of Wo Chao, who knows? Oh God. That's amazing. So, he actually looked okay, didn't he? And then something happened, because this position here looks alright. And as he's standing, his left arm, our right arm, starts moving forwards. There, suddenly something happened, and his left arm has now got this forwards and downwards momentum. Steps forward, brings it back down, comes back up. He said, "Wo Chao," and I should have mentioned that in last week's episode. Many apologies. Now, people liked it when I did this last week, so while I explain how this is going to work, here's a video of me from a few years ago, right when I'd started Weightlifting House, throwing this ball into a hoop. And here's also maybe some videos of me lifting while I explain how this is going to go. So a few years ago, I did, again, right when I started Weightlifting House, before I had my own footage that I went to competitions to get, I did series like the greatest saves. And way back, I have these videos that I posted, and I can't really remember much about these lifts, but I just dug them up from the archives, and those are the ones that I'm going to go through. I know that they're insane, so let's just do them. Okay, so the first one, Okulov. This is 2015. This is amazing, but it's not a freaky save in terms of his movement. It's more a freaky save because of how still he can stay under a bar that wants to move around a lot. Instead of him being the one that moves around the bar, that bar is trying to move, and he is using so much core strength to bring that bar back in line. It is absolutely amazing. What makes it more impressive is it is 3 kilos under the world record at the time. So the clean is flawless. We've seen Okulov do some ridiculous, clean front squat, jerk, hand clean, complexes. There we go. It might have been a press out on the left arm. Might have been a press out. Let's watch that again. Okay. I just want to check this for press out. I mean, it's amazing that he stands there for so long and he regains his balance, forward and backwards balance, lateral balance. His front knee caves in, but that left elbow might have been a press out. And then he recovers from it. Either way, it's a ridiculous save. The next save that we have, this is very underrated and appreciated. This one is actually from my boy David Bedzanian. It looks like 235 kilos. I think this is one of those ones where Bedzanian was pushed down into a squat jerk, which he didn't really like to do. He liked to be a deep power jerker. And then somehow managed to get up with it. Let's see. So fast under the clean, gets under, wow, okay. Ooh! Oh, he goes stanky with the legs a few times with the stanky knee, and he still gets up. Once again, great speed. People forget how good he was. I mean, we talk about Akayev, and we talk about Klokov, and yeah, Bedzanian can't match some of the greatest Russians in the snatch at all. He can't really come close. But in the clean and jerk, I mean, he destroys those guys at the very least, in competition. In fact, more than that. I mean, we've seen him hit over 240 in competition, which is amazing. Obviously, Klokov went over 240 nationally. Akayev did 240 in training, did 245, in training. But Bedzanian really was an amazing competition clean and jerker. Okay, so we have 3 lifts left, and I think I have an order for how impressive they are. This first one, I'm going to go for, looks like I said, this is 2017, splat jerk at 170. So this really is incredible. In fact, you just watch it, because it's more amazing to watch. Look at this jerk. If I remember correctly, the bar gets away in front, and look at what he does. Beautiful. I mean, that save, that must have been a personal record in the overhead squat. I don't know if he'd practiced squat jerks, so he was just so fluent in that position. I don't know, but just stunning athleticism. Like I wrote here, the strength and mobility is just preposterous. absolutely wonderful lift. Okay, one more time for old time's sake, eh? Oh, wow. Can you imagine doing that in a competition? Everyone is loving it. You just know that you've done something absolutely insane. Okay, so this is now what I think is number 2. In fact, a lot of people have seen this video, and it's actually because I posted this 4 years ago, and it was basically not a lift that people had really ever seen. Then all of the weightlifting pages started posting it, and then it went on to meme pages, and then fail pages, and all these things. So now it's one of the most viewed videos really out there in weightlifting. But at the time, people had never ever seen this. Chingiz Magushkov, 62 kilo weightlifter, with the clean and jerk save of the century at 230. Let's see. And if you haven't seen this, this really is something quite impressive. Almost can't rack it. As he stands up, the bar slips. The strength that Chingiz has to do that. Heaviest weightlifter of all time, by the way, fun fact for you. And then to put it overhead is incredible. And I know people are going to say, well, you know, someone like Lash Talakadze can almost snatch this kind of weight. But, you know, look at that. I mean, I'm surprised that it's allowed, actually. There's a rule in weightlifting. You can't readjust the bar in the hole if the bar initially goes from not being on the meat of the deltoid onto the meat of the deltoid. So if it's on the deltoid, you can readjust it whilst you're still in the hole. But if you catch it and it's here, you can't readjust it. Maybe he caught it on the shoulder and readjusted it further to the shoulder. Let's take another look at this. It's hard to see. It's hard to see. But he was clearly having problems with that left arm. As he then went to readjust again after standing, the bar started sliding down, leant back, ridiculous strength, and he gets up with it. To be fair, the guy has push press 240 kilos, heaviest push press maybe on camera from a weightlifter. I know there's been heavier from other athletes, but heaviest from a weightlifter. And then finally, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is, in my opinion, the most impressive save of all time because it is over a world record weight. Like I said last time, we can all do kind of ridiculous saves with a barbell, 40, 60, who knows, 100 kilos for some people out there with crazy saves. But to do a save, to be able to pull something off, to be able to be in such an incorrect position with a weight that no one has ever successfully made and still move it into correct position and get up with it is another level of dominance. So here we have Zhang Guozheng, 69 with a 200 kilo save at the Chinese Nationals. Not only does he save it, he saves it in the bottom of a squat jerk. If you haven't seen this, prepare for your mind to be absolutely destroyed. Oh my god. And he gets up with it. Just the fact that he's in such a deep position, the internal rotation of the shoulders is wonderful. I'm just going to try and pause it at its most extreme position. Because he goes down, shifts one way, shifts all the way to the other side. There. What on earth is happening to him? I mean, the amount of weight just on that right leg is incredible. The fact that he can hold those positions, he's got the strength through the range of motion in his hips. A lot of people have mobile hips, but to have hips that will be willing to hold that much weight overhead whilst at the extreme positions of the mobility is insane. It's just to build up that level of tolerance to load in those positions. I don't know how they do it. I don't know if you can train for that. Probably not. You're just built to be able to do something like that. But anyway, there we have it. Let me know which you think are the most impressive saves down below. I'll do another video with some of my other favorite saves that didn't quite make the cut. I'll put that on Patreon. I have a few from the snatch, a few from the clean and jerk. They will be up there soon. Holy crap, this video got 250,000 views back in 2018. That was probably a record for Weightlifting House back then. Really appreciate you all tuning in, and I'll catch you all next week.